guys, how's it going? Retro Dave back on the video. Hope everyone is well. Hope you like the new intro as well. I've kind of put a new intro together just to kind of change it up a little bit. I've had the same like intro with the blue background and the stars for ages and ages. Then I've had a period of no intro. I thought, you know what, I'll kind of just mix it up a little bit. So hope you like it. There is several versions, i.e. the music's different on 5 or 6 of them. So sometimes you might not like it, sometimes you might do, so yeah, whatever. But yeah, I digress. So this pickups video is basically all Sega Genesis games. So I know mainly I'm a Nintendo kind of guy, but I do like the Mega Drive Genesis. I do appreciate the console, and as you know by now, if you're a long-term viewer, I kind of dip and change. I kind of go through little phases where 1 month I'll be kind of like focusing on, say, the NES or the SNES, or then it'll be like Game & Watch, or it'll be something else. So I like to kind of go work my way around the collection a little bit and kind of like, you know, add as and when. So basically the last kind of, what, 5 or 6 weeks or so, maybe even longer, I've basically been building up some Genesis games to show to you guys. So I'm going to share with you, I think it's 13 Sega Genesis games. There's no Mega Drive versions, they're all Genesis versions because I have the Genesis console, so I kind of want them all matching. So I've got them from various sources. We've got games imported from Japan, from the UK, the USA, and I think Italy as well. So I've actually sourced them from several countries. But we'll start, I'll kind of go in an order. There's a bit of a story behind a few of them, so I'll kind of like, expand on that a little bit as I go. So we'll start off the first one. Again, classic 90s side-scrolling platformer, wacky as you like, music's really funky, and it goes to the title. And the game is Germinal Panic and Funkatron. So this is a game I used to play around my cousin's house. My cousin had this, and I used to think it was hilarious. I mean, hopefully most of you guys would know what this game is all about, but it's just so funny. You've got to basically get the humans off of the planet and send them back to Earth, and you've got to capture the Earthlings by throwing, I think you throw balls at them, and they basically disintegrate into a bottle. You have to capture the bottle, and then yeah, it's really cool though. How you look in the bushes, and the art style and the graphics and the animation, it's brilliant. Not sure if you're about to see much in the back. But again, it is a pretty common game, so I'm sure most of you will know what this is all about. But yeah, this is one I wanted to add into my Genesis collection sooner rather than later. So that is Germinal Panic and Funkatron. So this came from Japan. So the story is I kind of ordered this one first. This was the first one to start the ball rolling. So then I looked on their other listings and found a few more games. So messaged the seller, and they're a kind of a shop, so they're happy to kind of do it through their private shop. So I got a little bit more money knocked off, didn't have to pay all the eBay crap. So they're happy to cut me a better deal paying directly. So found myself a shooter. So I like my vertical shooters. Horizontal are okay, but I do prefer the vertical shoot 'em ups. One I've not seen or heard of before. Kind of checked out the gameplay. I thought, yeah, I'll give that a try. I mean, the artwork is what drew me to it first and foremost. I kind of saw the artwork, thought, wow, that looks amazing. And I think it's pronounced, is it Phelios? But I'll show you the artwork. It's fucking amazing artwork on this thing. Hopefully it's going to focus in okay, because the plastic's a bit glary. But there you go. It's just awesome, isn't it? Like the dragon, and yeah, it's awesome. So I saw the artwork. I thought, yeah, that looks really cool. I'll give that a bash. I mean, some people already know what this game is, but obviously me, I weren't really, I didn't have the Genesis back in the day. My brother had a Mega Drive, but we never obviously had this. So totally new to me, but so far so good. I think I've got to the second or third level. It does get pretty difficult pretty quick, I found, but still, it's a decent game, and I shall definitely be putting some more practice into this one. So that is Phelios, or Phelios, however you pronounce it. Right, next up, so same seller again from Japan. So these are the last two. I've got these two as a pair. I bought them at the same time, come at the same time. Classic Genesis game or Mega Drive game, one of the original releases. To start off with this one. Some people don't like this game. I personally do like it. Again, it's a game that I've got some nostalgia for. Again, used to play it with my brother, play it with my cousin. I did have the Mega Drive version, and I did give that to someone, another YouTuber, so I'm sure that I'll let them mention that. So I replaced it with, obviously, the Genesis version, and it is an absolutely mint condition, right? And it is Ultra Beast. Again, one of the very early, I think it might have been a launch game. It was definitely one of the first classic Sega game. I'm not going to show you the inside of all these, but I will show you this one and a couple of the others. It is absolutely spankaroony. Mint condition cartridge, as you can see. Beautiful game, beautiful condition. I really like it. Classic Sega game. So that is Ultra Beast. And then at the same time, another classic side-scrolling kind of like beat 'em up. Well, hack and slash. You get the drift. And it is Golden Axe. It's actually quite difficult to source the original Golden Axe on its own and not in one of the Mega Games bundles, I found. Especially in this condition. This is like, again, pristine. The box is in beautiful condition. I'm sure most of you would have played this game, of course. But yeah, really wanted to get this. Awesome. And again, the soundtrack, Datadisc has just put the soundtrack out for this, which I have got, which I'll show in my next video. But for now, we're just going to show you the games. So, Golden Axe, again, this is in absolutely mint condition. There's a manual, cartridge. Yeah, fantastic. I really wanted to get these in like real nice condition. The classic games, you've got to have them, haven't you? But yeah, Golden Axe, really love this game. Again, this is the one that was on the Mega, I think it's Mega Games 2, I think, for the original Mega Drive that me and my brother used to play. So really happy to have this one in the collection. So it's Golden Axe. Then I managed to fucking locate the sequel in the UK, luckily. I was the only person that bid on it, which was great. Golden Axe 2, box complete. Decent enough condition. It's not mint, but it's good enough. All there. A little bit more, a few wrinkles to the label on this one, on the manual. But again, all there, and that was cheap. You know, I think that was a tenner, so you can't argue with that. So Golden Axe 2. Again, another UK find. Side-scrolling shoot 'em up. Again, not played this one before. I have seen videos on this one previously, but never bothered tracking the game down. This one came up, real nice condition. Again, artwork is awesome, and it is Wings of War. Now, this has, I believe, has a different name in the UK version. I think Jay, Substate Jay, you did mention the name of this. I can't remember what you said it was now, but I think the Mega Drive version is called something else. Artwork, really cool. So the screenshots are really dark, so I doubt you're gonna be able to see it on this. But side scroll and shoot 'em up. Really good game. I think I've got to the second level on this. Again, this gets hard pretty fast as well. Maybe it's because I'm just crap at some of the shooters. But yeah, really want to add this one in, and that is Wings of War. Okay, next up, this is a pinball game. Where did I see this? I think I watched a video, and I can't remember where I see it now. But I love the artwork in the game, like the actual the table. It's very kind of medievally kind of looking. Do you know what I mean? And the case looks brilliant, and it's not an expensive game. Dragon's Fury, it was cheap. I think this was a £5. I wasn't going to argue at that. It's a pinball game, but the artwork on the game is really awesome. And actually, in game itself, I mean, it looks quite grey from the screenshots, but it obviously looks better in the game itself. It's really cool. Really like the look of this one. Yeah, and I've actually got the highest score I did take a picture of my phone. But if the game, I felt like the game I was playing went on for ages, and I got on the top of the leaderboard, like I smashed it. So really, really enjoyed that, and well worth a £5. Yeah, no way you can grumble at that at all. So that is Dragon's Fury. Next up, another classic, side-scrolling kind of slash 'em up action platforming game, and that is Strider. So I'm sure most of you will be familiar with this kind of game. Strider is a classic. So you've got this massive like a sonic boom kind of like boomerang thing. You know what I mean? One of them. But it's yeah, it's a really cool platformer. It does. Oh, I'm trying to think, where did I get to? I played this the other day. I think I got to the second or third level. It's not too bad. It's not the hardest thing, but again, it's not easy. Again, I think it's a fairly well paced game on the difficulty. Again, I got fairly well into it before I got my arse handed to me. But again, I've only played it a few times. So that is Strider, and that was cheap. That was in, I think this was about 10, 11 quid. So it's what I'm finding is the games that are already in the UK. If I can find Genesis games in the UK, obviously it's going to save me a lot of aggro with the postage costs and stuff like that. So really, really handy to find these few games in the UK. This next one, was it this one or there's two? This one, for definite, was on, I think, one of the Metal Jesus' Hidden Gems video. And I saw this, oh, this looks brilliant. It plays like Ikari Warriors. And I've got Ikari Warriors in my last video. I do like that kind of like vertical scrolling kind of shooting. Well, let's just say it's a shoot 'em up. It is and it isn't. It's like it's a shooter, but it's more army based. Do you know what I mean? So the game is called Caliber 50. Again, never heard of it before. There was only a couple of copies up for sale when I actually searched for this. It's in good condition. It's not in the best condition. It is missing the hang tail, unfortunately. But if I show you the screenshots, it's very similar to Ikari Warriors in that kind of gameplay style. So all in all, not a bad game. It is complete. It's not in the best condition. The manual's a little bit creased up, but nevertheless, it's all there. Pretty difficult. Where did I get to in this one? I think I got to, again, the second or third level, and the control scheme is really weird. It's kind of a bit back to front with the controls, and you can spread your gun, like, hold it down and spin around, but the enemies just keep on coming. Like if you move off the screen, come back and move back, they kind of respawn. So you've got to be really careful where you're walking because you can get yourself trapped. Like with the enemies keep coming at you. So it's pretty frantic, but again, it's one I've never heard of before. It says a top 10 arcade hit on the back, but it's not one I'm familiar with personally. But this was one of the Hidden Gems videos, so this is where the inspiration for this one come from, and I thought I'd check it out. And again, this is in the UK, so yeah, really happy to have got this here and not had to import it and, you know, pay through the backside for the postage. So really happy to grab that. And then now this one again, this was really was one I've never heard of before, and I mean the artwork, it doesn't look the best, but the game is really, really good. And again, this plays like it plays. It's got like again vertical kind of shooting, a bit like Ikari Warriors, but it's like 3 stages. You've got like a vertical shoot 'em up, like you're in a plane, and you're shooting along, and then you get to the end, and then you come down like low level, and you're basically blasting all your enemies at low level. Then you come out the helicopter, then it goes into like Ikari Warriors style, up the screen, shooting the enemies, shoot the boss, and then the next level again, you're back in your plane, high level. So it's got like 3 like levels within a level, if that makes sense, and it's very varied. So I really like that, and I would say this is definitely a hidden gem, and it's called Crossfire. So not sure if anyone else and you guys have heard this before or played it, but yeah, really, really good game. This is one of my favourite ones, the ones I've been buying actually. This is it was really unexpected how much I actually like it. So if you can see, you've got the is it showing you all the different? It's not. So it kind of starts off like this. You know, your standard vertical scrolling shoot 'em up, and then it doesn't show where you go low level, does it? Or does it? I can't quite see if that is. No, it's not. But then it kind of goes down to on the ground, walk your way up to the boss. But yeah, really good. I recommend check out the gameplay of this game. It's really, really good. Again, this was in the UK, so I was happy to get this. I think it's about 20, 25 quid. But yeah, definitely hidden gem. Well worth getting. I don't know again if this had a different name. I'm not sure if Jay, you can remind me if this had a different name for the Mega Drive version. But I'm sure anyway. Matt, Suffer Retro, someone who's a bit more au fait on the Sega stuff, will be able to tell me. But Crossfire might have been called something else, Mega Drive version. But really, really good game. Well worth checking out. Okay, so we've got another two. We've got two more classic games and one more obscure one. We'll go with the classic. This only came very recently. Again, I managed to grab this. Was in the UK. Now, I didn't know that there's several variations of this game. I've obviously got the Nintendo version on the NES and the Super NES, and I just assumed that the Master System and Mega Drive games would be like the same game but ported to a different console. But I never knew. But it's a different game. So the game in question is Ghouls and Ghosts. Now, there's a story about this. Now, I did actually get the Master System version of this off another YouTuber, which I'll mention in my next video. And we played it, and I was like, this is different to the NES one. And he was like, yes. And I never honestly realised that the game was different. I was really, really surprised. So I'll show the next video, but I got this one because it's in the UK, 16-bit as well. And I wanted to, you know, play on this version as well. And yeah, it's different to the Super Nintendo one. So I'm really pleased actually that I do like the game. And the fact that this is very different, it's made it even more appealing. So there's the back. If you can see the screenshots, it's not the best with the reflection on these cases, is it? Again, this is all in there. Decent condition. So the classic Ghouls and Ghosts. Really, really chuffed to get that. Again, balls hard as always, but I found this one was a little bit easier than the Nintendo version. So we'll see how far we can get. Again, this literally came, I think, what day is it today? Saturday. This came, I picked this up at the post office Thursday after work. And I literally tried it for about 15-20 minutes, and that was it. So I'll bang this back on again very soon. So that is Ghouls and Ghosts. Right, so next two were imports. This one I think came from Italy. I think it was Europe somewhere. Again, this was in the Metal Jesus Hidden Gems video, same as the Caliber 50. It's a Taito side-scrolling action shoot-'em-up, bit like Contra for the Genesis, and it is called Thunder Fox. So as you can see on the back, it's kind of side-scrolling action shoot-'em-up. Again, a little bit like Contra, but not, if that makes sense. That kind of style. So yeah, Thunder Fox, really good again. I think how far have I got on this? I think I got to the end of the first level. This is actually pretty tough. Pretty tough. It takes a bit of patience with the enemies coming front and back. But again, it's one I've only played it a few times. But yeah, Thunder Fox, a game, never heard of it before. Recommended in the Hidden Gems list, so thought I'd check it out myself. So yeah, that is Thunder Fox. And we'll end on one of the most classic games on the Sega Genesis. Again, highly regarded by many. Data's Disc did bring a soundtrack out for this very recently, which I didn't get. I actually didn't get it, but I didn't actually like the artwork on the actual record. Although the soundtrack's great, I just weren't too happy with the artwork. I know they had a licensing issue and it weren't, you know, their fault, but I passed. But anyway, rambling. So you know the game. It is the classic Outrun. Now this is, like you say, the artwork on that. If they had that on the record cover, I would have bought it in a heartbeat. I can't honestly just left it because I just wanted. If it had the artwork, I would have been all over it. But unfortunately, they weren't allowed to put that, which is a shame. The Ferrari on the Ferrari Testarossa, I believe, isn't it? On the LP cover, which is a real shame. But nevertheless, really happy to have the actual game, and I can play the soundtrack on here as loud as I like. So really, really happy to have that. Such a classic game, all complete. This was imported from the States, and this again, this turned up. I think this came in the post and was landed yesterday. I got this yesterday. So there you go, the classic Sega Outrun. So that is it. That is all the games for this video. I have a few more up on the shelf, just out of shot in the corner there. For the next video, next one will be mostly Nintendo related. So there's a bit of a mixed bag from Nintendo and a few other bits and pieces. You have to wait and see. I'm waiting for one more game to turn up, which I've imported from the States. Yeah, and I'll tell you a bit more about that when it comes. I'm not going to spoil the surprise. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I shall catch you in soon for another video.